Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak, double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation and much love to you brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Chaya Napash, and I'm coming to you with another lesson. And this one was motivated through the spirit by these brothers in Dallas. They were doing a sit down. It's titled GMS Dallas Live Show 1/10/19, which they meant to put 20, but they put 19. Okay, and it's a very good lesson that they're going into. But something that they were speaking about that I want to touch on is the fact that the tongue is a very significant tool, and it can get you in a lot of trouble, man. All right, it can justify you, but it could also get you in a lot of trouble. So this is why brothers have to move circumspectly. Speaking of myself, first and foremost, and also to you other brothers, that we have to move circumspectly and be very thoughtful of what we say, man. Think before we speak. It's a very taboo statement, but it's true. You have to think before you speak, even when you're under the influence. Okay, if you can't handle your liquor, if you get to a point where you're too drunk, where you can't control yourself, if that happens to you when you drink, then you should know your limit, man. Okay, and if it's just detrimental to you, you should just cut it off altogether, man. All right, because you can say, oh yeah, you don't want to drink. I mean, it's like you don't. It's gonna be boring to not drink. You have to drink. Okay, cool. Then drink in moderation, man. Because if not, if you don't know your limit, man, that tongue could get you in very serious situations, man. Where you end up getting locked up. You end up doing something that could ultimately, not just get you blamed, but get the brotherhood blamed, man. And you don't want that type of blood on your hands, man. All right. So I want to start with Proverbs 18:21. It says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." All right, so the tongue could bring forth life, or it can bring forth death, man. All right, the elect that have this understanding, they're bringing forth life through their tongue. We're speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, we be of that number. Okay, but for the time being, right now, we are speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We are speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and we're going on the highways and the byways, and we're teaching, which is life. We're bringing life. All right. And by that, doing that unto the end, the Heavenly Father says, "He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved," man. Will be justified by that. Okay? But if you're doing the opposite and you're teaching men, to commit sin and promote wickedness, or promote some other philosophy or some other god or whatever the case is, right? You're promoting so-called white Jesus. The Most High is not dealing with you, and ultimately that's going to lead to death. It's not going to lead to life. Okay? This is Matthew 12:37. It says, matter of fact, I'll start at 36. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Excuse me. So every idle word, every word you say, let's look up this word idle. All right, is accounted for. You have an angel right beside you, taking notes at what you're saying and bringing it to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. So that should give you enough reason to be mindful of the things that you say, man. That should give you enough reason to think before you speak, man, knowing that you can be condemned by those things that you're saying, man, out of your mouth. It's one thing to think about it, because you're thinking But guess what? Satan puts thoughts in your head, so that's okay. You just got to fight those demons in your head. You understand? But once it comes out verbally, then that's a different story. You know, the scriptures say a man slippeth with the tongue, but not with the heart. That could happen. But you got to catch yourself right there and then, man. All right? The word is argus. And it says idle, slow, barren, free from labor, at leisure, just lazy, shunning the labor which one ought to perform. Right? So any, basically any little thing that you say, it says slow, barren, idle, useless, any useless words that you say, you have to give account for it. Even if it's something trivial, man. That's gonna there's a counsel on that, man. All right? There's a judgment. What was the conclusion? There has to be a conclusion. It's that, okay, did he mean this in malice? Was he speaking against a certain dignitary? Speaking of a person in the truth, an apostle, an elder, someone, or a man of the Lord. Was he saying this? Was this offensive? Was this hate? Okay, that he's pushing against a certain man of the Lord. Is this carnal? Right? Is this spiritual? There has to be a judgment made about it, no matter what you say. So knowing that you have to give account for it, right? And we'll look up that word account right now. Right? You have to give account for every little word you say. Every little word you say is under the microscope. Let's give account. It says logos. Which reminds you of the word logo. These words, saying, account, speech, word, thing of speech, a word uttered by a living voice embodies a conception or idea, what someone has said. Of moral precepts given by the Most High. Right. Discourse, doctrine, teaching, anything reported in speech and narrative. All right. So in other words, you have to speak on it. But really, who's going to speak on it for us? Yahweh Shai. If you're of the elect, Yahweh Shai is going to speak on it for you. Yahweh Shai is going to be your lawyer. But if you're not of the elect and the Most High is not dealing with you, you don't have that mediator, man. You don't have Yahweh Shai to be there to plead your cause to the Most High. You see? So it's either you're going to defend yourself or you're just going to be condemned, man. And if you're speaking carnality, Yahushua is not dealing with that. Yahushua is not dealing with carnal. The scripture says that carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. So the Most High is not dealing with that. You see? For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So it's either or. Either you're justified by your words or you're condemned by your words. Those wicked Pharisees, when they were coming up against Yahushua, they were being condemned by their words, man. The things that they were saying, And this is Ecclesiasticus 27. I'll start at verse 5. It says, the furnace proveth the potter's vessels, so the trial of a man is in his reasoning, right? The things that he decides to do, the decisions he makes. That's the trial. That's whether you're going to be justified or condemned is based upon the decisions you make. All right. And also the decisions part of the decision is saying certain things. Okay, what you say in response to certain things is a decision. All right, that's a reasoning you made in your mind to speak that. Right, however little that reasoning had been, or however short of a time that reasoning was, there was a bit of reasoning that had to go into that. All right, and you can be condemned by that wrong reason, or you can be justified by the right reason. The fruit declareth if the tree have been dressed, so is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of a man, in the heart of man. So when you say certain things, man, you coming off saying carnal things, right? Well, that shows what's in your heart, man. And you have to examine yourself on that. When you're saying things, wicked things, things that are off, things that are not scriptural, proud things, you got to examine that, because that's really a reflection of what's in your heart. Being a hypocrite. All these things have to be checked, man. All these things has to be examined, because that's a sign of a flaw within you. All right. So I just wanted to basically touch on that, because it's a very good lesson. All you brothers should go watch that. The brothers in Dallas. Oh, not that one. Brothers got like 18 tabs up. But the brothers of Dallas. Right, brothers can go and watch this lesson here called here, I'll show you. It says GMS Dallas live show 1/10/19. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises going on to Yahweh Shem Yahushai B'Hashem Hakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation and much love to you brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.